is tracing the side where you slept. A hollow in the mattress, a secret I've kept. I reach out my hand in the middle of the night to pull back the covers and turn on the light. But the warmth is a memory, the pillows are stone, and I'm waking up to the sound of alone. I haven't changed the sheets in a week or two, still trying to catch a lingering scent of you. It's a haunting of haunting that I can't escape. A silhouette made of a heart-shaped ache. Now I'm sleeping with your shadow in my bed, repeating every cruel thing that we never said. It doesn't take up space, but it's heavy as lead. Just me and your shadow in my bed. I'm holding on to nothing, trying to make it stay, waiting for a sun that's never gonna brighten the day. It's just your shadow in my bed. Ceiling is a canvas of the way we used to be, a cinematic highlight of you loving me. I try to roll over, I try to shut my eyes, but the darkness is talented at telling me lies. It whispers your name like a prayer in the dark, leaving a cold, empty space where you left your mark. If I move to the center, will it disappear? Or will the ghost of your touch feel even more near? I'm tangled in the fabric of a love that's gone cold, living in a story that's already been sleeping with your shadow in my bed, repeating every cruel thing that we never said. It doesn't take up space, but it's heavy as lead. Just me and your shadow in my bed. I'm holding on to nothing, trying to make it stay, waiting for a sun that's never gonna brighten the day. It's just your shadow. Good night to the ghost, good night to the grave. I'll dream of the man who walked away. Just your shadow still in my bed, still there. I still reach out when the 3 a.m. cold hits, tracing the lines where your shadow used to quit. The sheets are pulled tight, no wrinkles, no mess, just a hollowed out space in a cotton dress. sleeping on the edge, afraid I might slide into the ghost of the man who lived on that side. The air is getting heavy, the dust begins to settle like a dying rose dropping every single petal. I'm wide awake, counting breaths in the dark, waiting for a fire that's missing its spark. Crushing me. Your phone charger still plugged into the wall, like a lifeline waiting for a ghost to call. I haven't moved your pillow, it still holds the dent of a head full of dreams and the way the night. They say time is a healer that levels the ground, but I'm just a girl lost in the lost and found. I'm a queen of a kingdom that's halfway erased, staring at a desert that I can't quite face. And oh, the weight of your side of the bed is heavier than every word we ever left unsaid. It's still holding your place. It's still memorizing your face. I'm just a girl on the edge of the frame, while the mattress still whispers your name. The weight of it's crushing me. I'm standing in the hallway with a scraper in my hand, trying to undo the vision that we planned. I start at the corner where the edges turn to gray, peeling back the flowers of a better yesterday. Underneath the roses is the page we used to hate, back when we were young and left our laundry until late. Every strip I pull away is a year I can't reclaim, just a layer of the life that we lived inside this frame. They say a house has bones, but I think it has a soul. And right now there's a jagged, paper thin kind of hole. I'm tearing down the patterns that I used to think were sweet, while the dust of our forever settles round my feet. Oh, I'm stripping off the wallpaper memories, one room at a time, down to the memories of the way you leaned against the door and called me home, before the halls got quiet and I ended up alone. It's harder than I thought to wash the spirit off the wall, when the wallpaper memories are all that's left to fall. Behind the dining table there's a mark where you hit the wall, laughing way too hard at something small I can't recall. Hesitate a second with the water and the sponge, then I take the final bitter paper tearing plunge. Now the kitchen's looking clinical, the bedroom's looking new, but the drywall's just a desert where I'm looking for a clue of where the ascended and the me is meant to start. When I've spent a decade gluing you into my heart, 'cause I'm stripping off the wallpaper memories, one room at a time, down to the memories of the way you lean against the door and call me home, before the halls got quiet and I ended up alone. It's harder than I thought to wash the spirit off the wall, when the wallpaper memories are all that's left to fall. The steam is in my eyes, or maybe those are just the tears. I'm scrubbing out the laughter and the ghost of all the fears. But even when it's naked, even when the walls are bare, I'll still see the ghost of your shadow standing there. I've been sugarcoated in the wreckage for a year, painting over cracks and hiding every single tear. I told myself the distance was just a phase we had to climb, that busy was a reason and we just needed time. But I woke up in the kitchen with the sunlight hitting cold on a story that's been rotten since the moment it was told. I can't keep swallowing the lies just to keep the fever down. I'm tired of being the queen of this hollow, quiet town. I reach for the water, I reach for the glass, waiting for the feeling of the maybe to pass. But the air is thin and the room is standing still, and I'm finally looking at the edge of the sill. Oh, the truth is a bitter pill to take. It's the jagged little edge of every heart-shaped mistake. It's the medicine that burns, it's the salt in the track. It's the knowing in my gut that you aren't coming back. I can wash it down with the will be okay. I can have the flavor of the blue and the gray. It's hard to get it down, it's a heavy, heavy kill. Yeah, the truth is a bitter, bitter pill. I remember when you're always tasted sweet like summer rain, before it turned to copper and a dull metallic pain. And now I'm reading through our text like a medical report, analyzing every way that we both fell so short. You didn't have to say it, it was written in your stride, and the way you left the light on, but you stayed away inside. I've been overdosing on the hope of a someday soon, but the honesty is howling like a dog at the moon. Oh, the truth is a bitter pill to take. It's the jagged little edge of every heart-shaped mistake. It's the medicine that burns, it's the salt in the track. It's the knowing in my gut that you aren't coming back. I can wash it down with the will be okay. I can have the flavor of the blue and the gray. It's hard to get it down, it's a heavy, heavy kill. Yeah, the truth is a bitter, bitter pill. I tried to choke it back, I tried to look away, I tried to find a sweeter word for we've decayed. But the glass is empty and the shadows are long, and I can't keep singing this dishonest I can feel it in my chest, the end of the fever, the start of the rest. Bitter, but it's real. You're showing up now like a ghost in the rain, with that look in your eyes like you invented pain, asking me how I've been, if I moved along, like you didn't leave me with a heart made of wrong. You say you're a mess, that you're falling apart, and you need a safe place to restart your heart. But I'm looking at you through a different lens. We aren't lovers, and we aren't even friends. You are my mercy, you are my grace, but you don't even know the girl in this place. You're crying a river we'd already drowned in, looking for a shore that I finally found in. So don't come to me with your it could have been. Don't try to crawl back under my skin. You're acting like a victim, like a casualty, but you're the one who pulled the gravity out from under me. I give you a shoulder, I'd help you through the worst, but you're forgetting the part where you broke me first. Yeah, you broke me first. I spent 6 months staring at a silent phone, learning the architecture of being alone. I rebuilt the walls that you leveled to dust. I learned how to breathe without a scrap of your trust. And now that I'm standing, you want me to fall, just so you feel like you're still 10 feet tall. You say that you're lonely, you say that it's hard, but I'm the one wearing the permanent scars. So don't come to me with your it could have been. Don't try to crawl back under my skin. You're acting like a victim, like a casualty, but you're the one who pulled the gravity out from under me. I give you a shoulder, I'd help you through the worst, but you're forgetting the part where you broke me first. Yeah, you broke me first. Go find someone else to patch up your pride. Go tell your new lies to someone inside. I used up my sorry on a version of you that died the second you said we were through. I'm all out of healing, I'm all out of us. No, don't come to me with your it could have been. Don't try to crawl back under my skin. You're acting like a victim, like a casualty, but you're the one who pulled the gravity out from underneath. I give you a shoulder, I'd help you through the worst, but you're forgetting the part where you broke me first. Yeah, you broke me first. You're a little too late, I've already closed the gate. You broke me first. Now I'm the one who's putting myself first. I'm listening to the way you describe our life, like a story in a book that you've already read. You talk about us like a ghost in the room, like something that's buried, something that's dead. You say that I was the light of your world, and you used to love how I laughed in the dark. But I'm standing right here in the heat of the fire while you're looking down at a cold dying spark. It's the You use the word favorite to talk about my eyes, like they aren't still looking for yours through the lies. You said that we shared such a beautiful dream, as if we aren't tearing right now at the sea. I'm fighting for now, and I'm fighting for we, but you're already up having photos of me. You've put us in boxes and labeled the year, but I'm still breathing, I'm still right here. It's the end at the end of every love. It's the did and the had that I'm so weary of. You're building a museum of who we used to be, but I'm still alive right in front of you. See, you love me in past tense. You're already gone. You finished the lyrics. You ended the song. I'm a words of a yesterday, a once upon a time. While I'm still in the present, still trying to rhyme. You packed up the years and you traded for them. Now I'm just a memory at the tip of your pen. It's a slow, quiet heartbreak, an unspoken offense, to realize you loved me in past tense. I'm not a relic, I'm not an antique, I'm not a language that you no longer speak. Don't put me in shadows, don't turn out the light. I'm still the girl that you held through the night, but your verbs have all shifted, your heart has moved on. I'm a hat and a wig, every day. You're already gone. You finished the lyrics. You ended the song. I'm a words of yesterday, a once upon a time. While I'm still in the present, still trying to rhyme. You've packed up the years and you traded for them. Now I'm just a memory at the tip of your pen. It's a slow, quiet heartbreak, an unspoken offense, to realize you loved me in past tense. Now you love me, you care, you were there. But what about now? I'm still here, but you're already history. I check the locks and I check the clock, but the silence is the only thing that's click of a closing door. I should have known when you leaned away that your heart was already a mile from today. You're a master of smoke, a king of the haze, leaving me lost in this hollowed out maze. Oh, I fell for your disappearing act, believed in the fiction and ignored every fact. You pulled up forever out of thin cold air, then you vanished into nothing like you were never there. I'm holding the cave, I'm watching the stage while you're writing the end on a different page. Yeah, I fell for it all. You're disappearing act. The coffee is cold and the bed is still made. I'm a girl in the wings watching memories fade. You didn't need mirrors, you didn't need tricks, just a heart made of glass that you didn't want to fix. Now I'm asking the shadows where the magician went, while I'm paying the price for the time that we spent. Now you see me, now you don't. You said that you'd stay, but I know that you won't. The grandest illusion was the look in your eyes, the ultimate gotcha in a suit of disguise. The man in the smoke that I haven't left yet. Gone. Going. Held it like a treasure, like a bird with broken wings. I polished all the edges and I mended all the strings. I built a garden for it where the sun would always stay, and I guarded every heartbeat when the world turned cold and gray. But even in the quiet, when you were lying next to me, I could feel the restless rhythm of a soul that wanted free. I was just a hollow vessel, a place to rest your head while you were dreaming of a life we never could have led. I thought if I loved you harder, I could make the feeling stick, but you can't catch a shadow, and the clock is just a tick. And the warmth I thought I gathered was just a borrowed glow from a fire that was destined to eventually go. Your heart was never mine to keep, it was only mine to hold, like a handful of the ocean or a piece of sunset gold. I was just a temporary harbor in the middle of your deep, but your heart was never mine to keep. I was the keeper of the secret, the witness to the flame, but I'm not the one you're calling when you whisper out a name. It was a beautiful deception, a mountain way too steep. Oh, your heart was never mine to keep. I'm looking at the empty space where I used to feel your pulse, trying to find the us in something that was someone else. You were always looking past me at a light I couldn't see, while I was busy building roots for a dying willow tree. Now the lease is finally over and the keys are on the floor, and I'm standing on the outside of a heavy bolted door. It's a special kind of mourning for a thing you never owned, like a king who realizes he was never on the throne. Your heart was never mine to keep, it was only mine to hold, like a handful of the ocean or a piece of sunset gold. I was just a temporary harbor in the middle of your deep, but your heart was never mine to keep. I was the keeper of the secret, the witness to the flame, but I'm not the one you're calling when you whisper out a name. It was a beautiful deception, a mountain way too steep. Oh, your heart was never mine to keep. I'm not angry at the ending, I'm not bitter at the cost. I'm just staring at the map of everything I thought I lost. But you can't lose a treasure that was never really yours. You were just a passing season, just a wave upon my shore. So I'm opening my hands now, watching it fly away. It belongs to the wind, it belongs to the day. It was never mine. Sleep well. Sleep well. The coffee pot still clicks at 7:30. Even though you aren't here to pour the cup, I still leave the left side of the mattress empty, and the blinds closed till the sun is well enough. I caught myself reaching for your hand at the red light. Then I remembered that it's just the empty seat. I'm still living in the echoes of a past life, walking rhythms that I can't seem to defeat. I'm a prisoner of every little habit of a life we spent 5 years building stone by stone. Now I'm reaching for a sleep, but I can't grab it. I'm just a shadow in a house that's not a home. I'm haunted by the ghost of your routine, the way you used to hum while you were brushing your teeth. I'm still buying the groceries that you like, checking the weather for your morning bike. It's the cruelest kind of magic I've ever seen. Just surviving in the ghost of your teeth. I went to call you when I heard the news today. My thumb was hovering right above your name. I wonder if you've thrown our old life all away, or if your Tuesday nights still feel the same. Do you still take the long way through the park? Do you still need the hallway light left on? Or did you step out from the quiet and the dark the very second that you knew that I was gone? 'Cause I'm haunted by the ghost of your routine, the way you used to hum while you were brushing your teeth. I'm still buying the groceries that you like, checking the weather for your morning bike. It's the cruelest kind of magic I've ever seen. They say that time is gonna help me break the cycle, but the clock is just a circle, and so am I. Every morning is a mountain, a revival of the moment that we didn't say goodbye. Mm-hmm. 7:30, the coffee's getting cold. The same story, getting really old. I'll try to sleep on your side of the bed tonight. Maybe reading I'll finally see the light. But for now I'm just a girl in between, living in the ghost of your routine. I'm staring at the Polaroid tucked inside the frame, but I'm struggling to remember the letters of your name. The edges are all curling, turning yellow at the seams, like you're leaking out the corners of my late night dreams. I try to hold the memory, try to keep the colors true, but the more I try to pull, the more I'm losing you. We're standing on the shoreline, I can almost feel the salt, but the image starts to flicker and the rhythm hits a fall. Your smile is just a smut of white, your eyes are clouds of gray. I'm reaching for a version of us that's drifted far away. The sharper that I look, the more the details start to bleed, until you're just a ghost of something I no longer need. And now we're out of focus, slipping through the lens. This is where the story blurs and where the feeling ends. I'm squinting through the teardrops, trying to find the light, but you're just a jagged outline in the middle of the night. Everything we were is just a shadow on the wall, going out of focus until I see nothing at all. I used to know the rhythm of the way you used to breathe. Now I'm searching for the reasons that I couldn't make you leave. I've got 1,000 pictures, but they're lying to my face. They're just static on a screen, just a hollow empty space. The resolution's flopping and the pixels start to break. How much of this was real and how much did we just fake? Maybe it's a mercy that the vision's getting dim, that I'm sinking in the water where I used to learn to swim. Because if I saw you clearly, it would only break my heart to see the exact moments that we drifted apart. Yeah, we're out of focus, slipping through the lens. This is where the story blurs and where the feeling ends. I'm squinting through the teardrops, trying to find the light, but you're just a jagged outline in the middle of the night. Everything we were is just a shadow on the wall, going out of focus until I see nothing at all. Stay for just another frame. I'm forgetting the shape of your face. I'm forgetting the way this felt. It's all just blur, black and white, fading out of sight. shoebox under the stairs. Back when we had secrets and the time to show we cared. Every year was a loom, every wall was a vine. Your handwriting used to wrap its arms around mine, but the ink started drying and the pen started to skip. I felt the connection losing its grip. Now the notes on the counter are short and they're cold. A different story than the one we once told. The edges are jagged, the sentences are brief. There's no room for beauty in this kind of grief. We're tracing the margins, afraid of the white, just trying to make it through one more night. We stopped speaking in cursive. We're all printed stone. The elegant flow has been stripped to the bone. No more leaning together. No more soft rounded ends. Just sharp lonely letters that don't wanna be friends. The poetry's gone, left a permanent stain. We're just blocking capital letters of pain. Oh, it's hard to believe how we used to rhyme before we stopped speaking in cursive with time. Yeah, I love you. Used to dance like a ribbon on the page. Now it looks like a box on the front of a cage. Straight lines and corners, no grace in the script. Like a beautiful anchor whose cable has slipped. But we don't slur our words in a midnight haze. We don't linger on vowels in a soft golden glaze. It's yes and it's no, and it's leave it alone in a cold, rigid font that I've never known. We stopped speaking in cursive. We're all printed stone. The elegant flow has been stripped to the bone. No more leaning together. No more soft Everything's rigged. Everything's straight. We ran out of ink, and we ran out of fate. Just a period at the end of the coffee pot still clicks at 7:30. Even though you aren't here to pour the cup, I still leave the left side of the mattress empty, and the blinds closed till the sun is well enough. I caught myself reaching for your hand at the red light. Then I remember that it's just the empty seat. I'm still living in the echoes of a past life, walking rhythms that I can't seem to defeat. I'm a prisoner of every little habit, of a life we spent 5 years building stone by stone. Now I'm reaching for a sleep, but I can't grab it. I'm just a shadow in a house that's not a home. Oh, I'm haunted by the ghost of your routine. But for now I'm just the girl in between, living in the ghost of your routine. Standing in the doorway with your keys in your hand, looking like a stranger in a familiar land. We've said it's over maybe 100 times today, but the air is like honey, keeping us in place. Your suitcase is waiting by the front of the drive. The only thing certain is we're barely alive. I'm memorizing the way the light hits your hair, pretending for a second that you're staying right there. The sun's going down, painting shadows on the floor. To feel the heat of the ghost of a rhythm and a heart that still beats. You start to speak, then you swallow the thought, tangled in the net of the lessons we were taught. I'll call you, you whisper, but we both know the lie. It's just a bandage for a wound that won't dry. I'm watching the seconds stretch out into miles, hiding the brave behind the saddest of smiles. This is the longest goodbye I've ever had to say. It's a slow motion wreck. It's a year and a day. Every take care feels like a needle in the skin. Where do you end and where do I begin? We're dragging the anchor across the ocean floor, bleeding out slowly as you walk toward the door. It's the death of 1,000 quiet tiny sighs in the torture of the longest goodbye. Just go. If you're going, please make it fast. I can't keep living in the ghost of the past, but my hands won't let go and your feet won't move. Stuck in the scratch of a broken record's groove. finally clicks. The engine starts up. I'm watching your taillights fill a bitter cup. Still saying it. Still praying it. Goodbye. Goodbye. The tide came in while we were sleeping on the sand. I didn't feel the water slipping round my hand. We were anchored by a promise, or so I used to think. But the chain was made of paper and the sky began to pink. Now the boat is miles behind us, just a speck upon the blue. And there's an ocean of resentment between me and you. I'm watching your horizon get smaller every day, while the current pulls the meaning of our forever away. We aren't crashing on the rocks. There's no thunder, there's no roar, just the quiet, heavy rhythm of the distance from the shore. And I'm reaching for an oar that I know I'll never find, leaving every us and ours 1,000 leagues behind. It's the slow drift to shore, the longest way to end. Watching a lover turn into a ghost, turn into a friend. No sudden storm to blame, no lightning in the sky, just a steady, salty leaking from the corners of my counting all the ways we let the fire slowly die. You're staring at the seagulls, I'm staring at my knees, waiting for the moment that the salt begins to freeze. We're moving with the gravity of things we didn't say, washing up like driftwood in a shallow sandy bay. There's no map for this kind of lost, no stars to guide the way, just the pale and hollow dawning of a solitary day. drift is over now. I'm back on land, and you're still at sea. I'm sitting on the porch swing, the one we used to share. The June heat is a blanket, but I'm shivering right here. The garden's in a fever, the roses are deep burning red, but I feel like the wind has moved inside my heart instead. I'm watching all the children running through the garden holes, while I'm wrapped up in your sweater, frozen from my head down to my toes. The light is golden heavy, dripping off the maple trees, but it can't find the places where I'm starting now. Tell me I was crazy, always chasing down the shade. Now I'm begging for the fire of every promise that we made. The sky is such a perfect blue, it's insulting to my eyes. When every breath I'm taking feels like ice against your lips. Is healing, that it burns away the sting, but it only shows the empty space where I'm missing everything. I'm a statue in the meadow, I'm a ghost in the midday heat, with a soul that's turning into stone beneath the burning street. How can it be so bright and feel so much like it now? July, growing cold in the sun. I'm still holding on to words I never said. They're pacing like a heartbeat inside my tired head. I saved them for a rainy day or a kitchen floor at 3, but you didn't leave a window or a single lock and key. Now I'm standing at the station and the tracks are overgrown with a suitcase full of I love yous I have to carry on my own. The letters in the envelope, the ink is finally dry, but I don't have an address since you didn't say goodbye. It's a heavy kind of silence when you're the only one left in the room, and I'm left with unanswered love, like a prayer that never made it to the stars above. I'm a melody ringing in a valley all alone, a message sent to a disconnected phone. I've got all this devotion and nowhere for it to go. A garden that's blooming underneath the winter snow. Yeah, it's a lonely kind of high and a hollow kind of low, to be left with unanswered love. I see 1,000 places where your name should still belong, in the bridge of every poem and the chorus of our song. But the space beside me is empty and the air is turned to stone, and I'm learning how to talk to walls and call this house a home. I've got a lifetime of forever sitting dusty on the shelf, while I try to find a way to give that love back to myself. The echoes are the only thing that's true. Honestly, yeah, it's all just a answer. Slowly fade to the sound of a single The headlights are cutting through the fog like a knife. I'm driving past the exits of a different kind of life. The GPS is quiet, she don't know where we are. Just a blinking blue dot and a half-empty car. I'd see you if I stepped inside the line. But your car isn't there and the pavement is wet. I'm just driving through the ghosts of a massive regret. I should have stayed on the highway, should have ignored the turn, but I was looking for a shortcut and I watched the bridge burn. in the middle of the night. Wrong turn, wrong life, wrong exit. The sound of a car door opening and the chime of a key in ignition. Warning fades out. I used to think that a heart was a stone, something solid and safe I could call my own. I watched the movies and read all the lines about stars in the eyes and the heavenly signs. But you took the script and you tore it apart. You showed me the nerves at the base of my heart. I didn't know skin could feel so thin until you decided to let the cold in. I used to laugh at the songs on the radio about losing your mind and letting it go. But now I'm the melody, hollow and sharp, a jagged old string on a broken down heart. Oh, you made me believe in pain, the kind that you can't wash away with the rain. It's not just a word or a ghost in a book. It's the weight in my chest and the way that you look when you're walking away without turning around, leaving my dignity here on the ground. I used to believe in the sun and the rain, but yeah, you made me believe in pain. It's a physical thing, like a burn or a break. It's the salt in the water, the pull in the ache. I wake up and reach for the place where you laid and feel the sharp edge of the choices we made. You didn't just leave, you left a work, a permanent shadow that lives in the dark. My love, a believer in the sting of the truth, in the way that you wasted the best of my youth. Congratulations, you won the war. I've never felt anything like this before. It's a master class in how to be torn, a brand new religion where sorrow is born. Oh, you made me believe in pain, the kind that you can't cold. In the story that never gets old. It hurts to breathe, it hurts to stay. Thank you for showing me the hardest way. You made me believe in pain. I watch your taillights fade into the gray. I waited for the brake lights for a reason to stay. I thought you'd hesitate, I thought you'd pause to look back at the wreckage and the beautiful cars. But you didn't even stumble, you didn't even blink. You didn't give me time to even stop and think. You packed the years in a single cardboard box and left me standing here behind the changing locks. Now I'm searching for a teardrop on the hardwood floor. I'm listening for a maybe through the closing door. But the air is just empty and the silence is deep. And I've got 1,000 promises I'm forced to keep. 'Cause you walked away too easy, like I was never home, like you were always meant to be standing alone. You didn't fight for us, you didn't even try, you didn't leave a shadow of a hard goodbye. It's the grace in your exit that's cutting me down, the way you kept your head up as you left this town. Yeah, my heart is screaming, but yours is just breezy. God, you walked away way too easy. Is it cold in your heart, or is it just light to be able to sleep through the very first night? I'm tracing the outlines of where we once lay, while you're already miles and a lifetime away. You didn't leave a mess, you didn't leave a trace. You just wiped the memory of me from your face. I was a chapter you were ready to end, while I was the book that you didn't wanna mend. 'Cause you walked away too easy, like I was never home, like you were always meant to be standing alone. You didn't fight for us, you didn't even try, you didn't leave a shadow of a hard goodbye. not a crack in your voice. You made it look like it was the only choice to. I'm scrolling through the ghosts of August nights, back when we were golden, back before the fights. My thumb hovers over the date and the time, a digital record of when you were mine. 3 calls at midnight, 2 in the day, 100 different reasons just to say hey. Now your name is a landmark on a map that I lost, a mountain of memories covered in frost. I should delete it, I should clear the screen, wipe away the evidence of everything we've been. But it's the only place left where you're still reaching out, the only thing I'm certain of in all this doubt. And there's your name in my call-logs, staring at me, one-sided history of how it used to be. Incoming, outgoing, missed in the dark. Each one is a bruise, each one is a mark. It's a graveyard of minutes we'll never get back, a trail of breadcrumbs turning to black. I'm holding on to data 'cause the heart is gone, and your name in my call-outs is all I have left to lean on. Yesterday I almost accidentally pressed dial, and for a split second I let myself smile, thinking maybe you'd answer, maybe you'd stay, maybe the static would just melt away. But the duration says 0, and the silence is loud. I'm just a lonely girl chasing a cloud. Sometimes I refresh it just to see your face in that tiny little circle, in that empty space. I'm addicted to the record of a voice I can't hear, keeping the evidence that you were once me. October 10th, June 2nd. I'm still counting the seconds. I'm not ready to hit clear. I'm not ready for you to disappear. Just a name on a screen.